Hi, everyone. Eileen Hanrahan here with Cornell Cooperative Extension, the Smart Energy Choices Program. I'm the Community Energy Advisor for Broome, Tioga, Shenango, and Chemung counties. This program is brought to you by Cornell Cooperative Extension, where we are engaged in growing food, improving health, and empowering youth. Your local Cornell Cooperative Extension Association provides research and experience-based information and programs to strengthen and support gardening, agriculture, and our local food system, to improve individual and community nutrition, health, and overall well-being in a healthy environment, to provide youth with opportunities to have fun and learn valuable life skills from caring adults. Food, health, youth. Contact your local Cornell Cooperative Extension to learn, to volunteer, and to grow today. Okay, I'm just double checking to make sure we're on, and it looks like we are. Welcome, Gerri Wiley, to Energy Chat. Thank you so much for joining us today. Gerri Wiley is a regional energy navigator who knows all things green energy, and I'm so happy to have you here today, Gerri.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So we're just going to have a casual chat today and talk about all things about decarbonizing your home for health. You have a lot of great information to pass on to us. So just to get started, also thank you folks for joining us today. We're very happy to have you. So Gerri, who are you? What brought you here? How did you get into this line of work?
Well, I was a caseworker and also a public health nurse and nutritionist. So I found my life to focus throughout the decades has been on how to help people grow and how to help them best thrive. And I was mainly interested in doing that because I'm not interested in picking up the pieces after we do something wrong. I want to really foster creating that nest and lay the groundwork for people to thrive, all of us to thrive, for clean air. We can't do it without clean air. We can't do it without clean water. We can't do it with a livable climate. So everything from what we eat to who we meet and how we heat our homes, it's all part of creating a new, healthier world. And now that we're going out, breaking out of the pandemic world into a new normal, we want to make sure that normal is also healthy.
Yes, absolutely. We have a new chance to recreate our health in our community with post-COVID. So I hope we take advantage of that and do the things that you're talking about. So what are the things you've learned through your work about energy?
Well, the one thing that was surprising to me was that everyone, as I went along, energy guidance, because most people don't focus on it. So they have other things in their lives. And so increasing my expertise in the energy world really, I found, helps a lot of people because they need that information. They need sound guidance to save money and to take the path that gets them in the direction they want to go for a healthy home more easily without obstacles. So whether you're like 25 or 85 years old, you decarbonizing serves your own health, you're serving your community health, and you're serving the world. It's just a really great gift that you're giving by making your own home healthy. Just like your body, I mean, you strive for it, like you do with Cornell Cooperative Extension. You foster the health of the body too. And you might think that's selfish, but needing less resources with drugs and surgery is more of a benefit to the community than I think we realize. So whatever we can do to minimize resources, we're doing for everybody.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Right. And as you said, is just as you try to take care of your physical health, you want to take care of your environmental health, and that includes your home, which includes decarbonizing your home. So that's a great advice. And you're right, most people don't know how to go about that. I mean, it's kind of a new concept for many folks, and they'd love to learn how to do that. So we'll get into that with you today, and hopefully guide a lot of people in your direction to help learn how to do that. So how does decarbonizing our home serve our health exactly and our community?
Big question there. So by removing, you're actually removing combustible fuel. So thereby you go a long way in eliminating carbon monoxide. You go a long way in eliminating the risk of fire. You also reduce the rate of asthma in what you're sending out your chimney. You're reducing heart disease. You know, it's hard to believe that you can have those effects with just the simple acts you do at home. You clean up the electric grid. We're not completely 100% renewable on the electric grid yet. We reduce methane leakage because the less people have to drill for methane, natural gas, we improve the health of the workers, we improve the health of the atmosphere. So we can all, you know, breathe more soundly and know we're doing the right thing because we're cooperating in this way. So it's a peace of mind as well. Peace of mind goes a long way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So tell me what your typical day is like then. I mean, it sounds like you cover so many things. Give me an idea of a typical day.
Well, that's why I'm glad it's not really typical. So I like the variety, but on a recent day, for example, let's say yesterday, I do remember that I wasn't one of my favorite subscription solar companies. I wasn't able to get a hold of them, and I'm there. This is not the kind of customer service that I'm used to with them. So I'm going to have to consider dropping them from my list. I'm always considering that with every company, like, are they in, are they out? Are they in, are they out? So so it turns out that they didn't know that this was a problem. It turned out to be it has the potential to be a national problem in circuits, telephone circuits being cut off. So I helped them, and that always feels good because it wasn't about customer service at all. It was about a problem they didn't even know about. Then someone will be interested in their current energy supply company and how good it is, you know, and I will send them an environmental disclosure form about it to show them exactly what fuel sources are made up in it, how much natural gas, how much nuclear, how much renewable energy. And so things like this, whether it be at the company end or the individual's end, I try to remove roadblocks basically in my everyday life, just like you do, ease the path toward doing what they want to do anyway. And people want to live healthier lives. And so we're fortunate that we both do that as a career.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, it sounds like you are sort of a conduit between the community, and part of your job anyway is to be a conduit between the community and ESCOs, and just general knowledge about going green. You learn about ESCOs, you learn about how they work, whether they behave fairly, whether they behave in a green manner, and sometimes you educate them a little bit maybe on how they can improve their services. And at the same time, you reach out to the community and help them access those services. So that's
wherever you see a gap, that's where you dig in and try to fix that gap.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's wonderful. And we truly appreciate all that work that you're doing. So one of the things you mentioned to me is you responded to a caller worried about advice to sign up for subscription solar. because they were concerned that their bills were going to double. That's the kind of personal service you're able to provide when people have legitimate concerns about what's happening, how can I access green energy, these are my fears. You're able to do that one-on-one consultation with them and help them work through those issues.
Yeah, and that's really my preference. I like to work one-on-one because everybody's issues are different, their fears are different, which is the cause of the case that you were mentioning. You know, somebody's fearful, they don't really see straight, they don't really see their bill straight, and if you can get past taking it personally, you know, like what's happening,
right?
Then you just dig in and solve what the real issue is. So that I really like to do. So I do welcome communication from anyone who has a question about an energy topic. And, you know, I don't have to know the answer because you're there. You have a lot of the answers, Eileen, and other people who we could refer them to.
Yeah, we have a pretty good network of consultants that we can all help each other out to help individual residents get all the answers that they need, which is one of the reasons why I truly appreciate all the work you do. So what do you consider as the 4 essential steps to decarbonizing our homes? Yeah,
I think this is really important. So the first step would be to have a free energy assessment. It's available to everybody. Even if you've had one before, it is now available to you. And so I would just say, call you, Eileen, because you are the go-to person for energy assessments. And you can, there are some roadblocks there. I've tried to do this frequently and reach some roadblocks, whether it be like an online glitch or, you know, there's usually some glitch and, you know, but you glide people through that glitch. And so the free energy assessment is step number 1. Number 2 is sealing and insulating your building envelope. Number 3 is electrifying your home. And number 4 is powering renewably. So those are the 4 steps in order.
In that specific sequence for the most optimum results.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. So you've emphasized this particular sequence of steps and the importance of doing it in this way. Why does that particular order matter?
It matters for a few reasons. One, if you can find out through the energy assessment that you just have to, you might have to get a caulk gun and fix a few things. Primarily, that's the inexpensive way to go. You want to do the low-hanging fruit if you can. So that just opens up an opportunity for you to solve a problem quickly and easily. And then maybe you want me to talk about if you don't do it in the right order, but I could do that now or later. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, just go ahead. If you want to talk about it now, or you can go into.
I'll wait on that.
So so step 2 then is sealing and insulating your home, right? Right.
So reducing the amount of energy you need is so key. I can't emphasize this enough. Every form of energy causes harm. I mean, if you think of it that way, the Hippocratic Oath, do no harm. Every form of energy we use does harm in one way or the other, some more and some less. Decarbonization, we're going toward those that do less harm. Renewable energy does less harm. But to need any at all, there's a little harm. So we want to, first of all, just get rid of those kilowatt hours that we don't need at all. And the best way to do that is to seal and insulate our building, our homes. Mm-hmm. So the best kilowatt is the one not used, as they say.
Yeah, so you're right that when you seal and insulate your home, you're not going to use your furnace as much. and assuming it's a fossil fuel based furnace, that's when you're going to start creating some carbon, right? So the whole purpose in decarbonization is to reduce that. And one of the easiest and most efficient ways you can do that is seal up your home a little bit more so that you're not having to use your furnaces as much. And that helps to reduce your carbon output, right?
Or air conditioning.
Or yeah.
And your general comfort level is much better too. So.
Right, your health, right. And that in the effect of that is that, you know, your incidence of asthma goes down, and other health issues that may be related to too much carbon in the home are also improved, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So you list step 3 as electrify. What does it mean to electrify your home?
Well, you're removing the, I think I mentioned the combustibles from it, thereby making it free of greenhouse gas emissions. So you're no longer responsible for sending up those things that both pollute our air and make our climate less stable. And before you renewably power your home, you really can't renewably power a boiler or a furnace. You have to electrify it. You have to make everything in it that you can electrify.
Right. So you want to get you want to get off of fossil fuel based furnaces, hot water heaters, stove, oven, the stuff that's burning fossil fuels. You want to try to make those electric instead of fossil fuel based.
Clothes dryer, and even for some people who need transportation, your car.
Right. So we got maybe about 5 minutes left. What is most likely to need electrification in your home? Probably.
I think just those. I think we went through everything that you can electrify, everything you possibly can. Because if you can get off, you can actually get disconnected from your gas line if you're connected to a gas line. In fact, my barber friend across the street was able to disconnect from the gas line $45 a month. So that's always nice too.
Wow. Yeah. So after you electrify, you said it's ready to renewably power. And once you move everything to electric source versus fossil fuel source, you're ready to renewably power your home. That's the next step, right?
Yes, because then you have all your kilowatt hours, however many you have to power. They're kind of, you've reached your fixed amount. You're not going to be adding other electric things to your home necessarily. You've already done that. So then your whole home is renewably powered at this point, usually by solar. You know, you might do the exploration of whether your home would support rooftop solar or not. Some people do, some people don't, but at least that's the progression that works. It makes more sense, in the scheme of things.
Okay, so you advocating doing these steps in a particular order, just as we listed, and then why? Again, you kind of just to summarize, why is this particular order important? Like, why can't I? Yeah.
A lot of people. Well, one case is that if you install an air source heat pump or a ground source heat pump before you insulate, and then you decide to insulate later, you may find that that heat pump is unnecessarily large, and it may cycle on and cycle off, and it may not last as long. It may be hard on the equipment doing that. Not only that, but you paid a lot more money to get the bigger system, which you didn't need. So that's why the order is important there. And another case is, solar was big before the heat pumps were refined enough to be sold to the general market. And so a lot of people have solar, but they didn't completely electrify their homes. So now they have all these kilowatt hours hanging out, not covered by their solar panels. And so there are solutions for that, one of which is one that I promote, signing up for a renewable energy ESCO, electric, for your supply.
Mm-hmm.
You can get them covered renewably, those extra, kilowatt hours. So you don't have to feel terrible about not completely covering your use that way.
Right. And I know you vet ESCOs.
Yes.
And do you have one in particular that meets your criteria for quality and service? And
well, yes, and I wish I had 10 of them to choose from, but basically at this point in time, with all that's going on with the Public Service Commission, in trying to do the right thing for people, they're trying to make sure that ESCOs purchase the renewable power from New York State, for example, so we meet our climate goals. There's only one that fits the bill of being low price and also 100% renewable. So that's Energy Co-op of America. They also have a fossil-based plan, but there is a renewable plan too. So.
Okay, awesome. And if anybody has questions, they can just contact you to ask you more, to get more information about that. Because so as you mentioned, some people have done this sequence out of order. So then what can they do to cover, for example, if they got solar panels, but now they're getting a new electric car or whatever, and they just don't have enough renewable energy to fully electrify everything. So would that ESCO sort of backup ESCO be the answer?
Yeah, in fact, that's really the only answer, unless they are able to expand the number of solar panels they have on their property or on the solar farm on which they purchased the panels. That's the only way that can happen, because to sign up for subscription solar, you can't have your own solar panels purchased. So the only option left is to sign up for 100% renewable energy ESCO, and that's easy to do. You can do. Anybody can do it today.
Okay, excellent. So just to shore up everything, was there anything you wanted to say as a final statement on how people can decarbonize their home? And
well, I think one of the very best ways they can do it, and without putting a penny into home remodeling, let's say you just don't have the time or money to do that, resources to do that, you can subscribe to a solar farm. And so that costs you absolutely nothing, and it actually pays you back. So you receive money back for those solar credits. So that is the second list that I usually recommend, besides the ESCO, is the subscription solar model, because that's available even if in the future you want your own solar panels. Today, if that's not possible, just sign up for subscription solar, and then when that's no longer necessary, just drop it. It's easy as pie to come and go with that.
Right. It's free to sign up, free if you want to leave it, it's free to leave it. There's no penalties. So yeah, and you save anywhere from 5 to 20% off your usual MySave rates, which is really fantastic. And you've gone renewable, so you have that sense of peace of mind that you're utilizing renewable energy.
You've greened the grid. You have served your community. You've served your world, because you put more green energy on that grid. That's the best way to do it.
That's right. Awesome. And as Gerri mentioned, if to start this process, get a free home energy assessment, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. at Cornell Cooperative Extension. 607-366-0833 is my number, or eeh85@cornell.edu to start this 4-step process to decarbonize your home for health. And we can work with Gerri. Gerri and I will work with you. If you have additional questions on moving towards an ESCO or a subscription solar or putting panels on your home, we just have a full assortment of options for you that you can feel comfortable with and that fit your lifestyle. Gerri, do you want to give your contact information?
Yes, you can reach me by simply my email address of GerriWiley@yahoo.com, or my phone 607-342-3159. Either way is great. I'm happy to help.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Gerri, for joining us today on Energy Chat. Again, brought to you by Cornell Cooperative Extension Smart Energy Choices Program. Visit your county Cornell Cooperative Extension for all of our programs and services. And we'll see you at the next Energy Chat. Thanks, everybody. Take care, Gerri.
Yeah, you too, Eileen. Bye.
Bye-bye.